Good morning, vlogsters, or almost afternoon. It's about 20. It's about 20 till the hour. I'm in good spirits today. I have to say that even though yesterday, 24 hours ago, Jerry got very frustrated by well, we're not going to name names or anything like that, but people on the internet from this particular person's, oh, maybe it's not just hers, maybe it's also part of the other group, but a particular person, and like I said, maybe people from the other group, had taken a misspoken word, one simple word, from her Sunday Night Live and ran with it like a bunch of children. The nicest word I can think of, a bunch of children, and turned it into something that it wasn't. So that frustrated her yesterday. But by the time I went to work, yes, I had to work yesterday. She was calm, cool, collective, and off the ledge, so to speak. And she had created a video last night that she posted this morning, but it wasn't the right video. She posted an older video, so I have to go and talk to her about it. Remind her so that she can put the right video on today. But we've been having, how do I put this? Well, we've been having technical difficulties between our internet and the amount of storage on our individual devices, and having to increase our iCloud memory because it's already full. And I for one need to go on there and try to see what my amount of usage is and try to decrease it. I don't know if it's because I've done so many different videos and put it on the cloud, not even thinking about the amount of memory we're allowed to have or use or whatever. And it's kind of like, I don't understand that, but okay. I personally would prefer to leave it on one of my devices, whether it's my computer or my tablet or my phone. I don't like the idea of the usage of the cloud. One, because I don't understand it. Two, I don't know who has access to it. Somebody can hack into it and see a lot of information that we don't want other people to have. Personal information, whatever information is on the cloud. I don't know. I know I've got at least one, maybe two documents on there because I don't have enough room on my phone. But one of them, if not two of them, are D&D game-based information. The third one, I think, was just a bunch of information that I've been putting onto my phone and having it go to the cloud. I think the document is mostly on my crystals and herbs, and that's about it. I mean, I got nothing else on there to really amount to much. In fact, that third document, if it is about the crystals and whatnot, it's not that important. I have it on my tablet, so if it gets erased off the cloud or something like that, it's fine, Danny. But Jerry had done her video to clarify or clear up the so-called issue from Sunday's live. One of the things I do know about the lives, and that's one of the reasons why, probably because of one of the reasons why this group of people took this one statement and ran with it like a, oh, see, she even, misspoke and she's lying and blah, blah. No, it's just because of the fact that, we all make mistakes. There are no perfect people on this planet. There is no perfect individual on this planet. The last time we had a perfect individual on this planet died 30 AD, or at the age of 30. And that was Jesus Christ. There is no perfect man, woman, or child on this planet. That's why when people sit there and go, oh, yeah, I've got the perfect family, I've got the perfect child. Really? Are you sure about that? Are you positive you got the perfect family? You sure there's no skeletons in your closets? Because I know for one, my family ain't perfect. And we know it. So when people start making fun of us, we're just kind of like, really? Really? You're going to basically come at us because of a misspoken word or a misspoken sentence that we couldn't correct on our live because you cannot correct anything on the live. How many skeletons do you have in your closet there, Bubba, that you're going to point at one little issue? I mean, that and, I already know about a bunch of issues from Diane. I can tell you off the cuff. She needs psychological help. She's got a lot of psychological issues. I don't know her family well enough, but from what I've heard just from her channel, her son needs help. Not the one that... No, she didn't have a son that passed away. Well, I know from her mouth alone, that he just got out of prison. Don't know why. Her mouth alone, it seems like everybody in the family has a drug addiction of one form or another. I can tell you my addictions, and I'm not proud of them, but I know what they are. I'm addicted to Mountain Dew. I'm addicted to gaming. I haven't played the game in I don't know how long, but it's an addiction. I'm pretty sure if I sat down tonight to start playing games every night, I would want to play a game, whether it be World of Warcraft or Civilization or Assassin's Creed or Call of Duty. Well, right now I actually couldn't play Call of Duty. I let my subscription run out. I figured I'd try to get that well, I was hoping to get that for my birthday, but that's all right. But Christmas is around the corner, so, I mean, I've already started a personal Christmas list for Jerry to look at, and yeah, I might get him one or two of these items, and then the rest of it will be stuff that I think he'll like. I can't say that she's scored a 10 on that aspect, but she does pretty good. I'll let her know every so often I need this or I need that, or I want this or I want that, and we'll either sit down and talk about it or go, oh, well, we don't have money at the time at the moment. All our money is being used to pay up our bills and whatnot, which is fine by me. I know money sometimes can be tight. It depends on a lot of different facts. How much I make, how much she makes, how much we owe, how much our bills are, which is basically how much we owe. But we're not like, what's the word to use? Strapped. We're not in such desperate need of money that we're asking for, people to donate. No, we're not. All our bills are, well, that bill just got paid off. I think last month we paid off 5 different bills, so we don't owe anything to those companies. We've got our the revolving debts, and they're not really debts; they're just revolving payments. Auto insurance and gas costs and food and utilities, and, those bills. And then of course we've got the various credit card bills and medical bills. Credit card bills, we know what they are monthly, and we are doing good with those. Medical bills, they vary because Medicaid, Medicare, whatever it is we're on, they cover most of the bills for the most part, but there's always one or two pharmaceuticals that we need that is not covered totally by Medicaid, which we're trying to figure out why, because there's prescriptions from the doctor. But, all that stuff really is a moot point. And the reason why I say that is because we know what we need to pay. We know how much we need to make. We know right now, once I get my first full paycheck, because my last paycheck was just for 1 week, and that was more than what we thought it was going to be. And we didn't have that on our budget, so it was one of those, ooh, a little extra money, what are we going to do? What we did was we had a nice celebratory, we had a nice little celebration. It came in time for my birthday, so we went out for dinner. We went to Colton's for my birthday. And then whatever was left, I think we trying to think exactly what did we do. I think we got a couple things that we needed from Amazon. Yes, they were needed. I'm not going to tell you exactly what they are, but they were products that are hard to get in bulk at a decent price. Toiletry type stuff. But it's up until yesterday. It's been a fairly good time. We haven't really hit any hard times. And then of course this morning with a little hiccup of misunderstanding what the bill was, or not the bill, the statement was saying. I get those two mixed up between statement and bill. Statement is basically information about your account and your expenditures and all that stuff, and bill is actually how much you owe. I sometimes, which is which. I thought a bill was a statement with, a check, not a check, but a bill attached to it, or a payment attached to it. No, a bill is a bill, and a statement is giving you all the information about your account that you may need to know of your activities. So, and sometimes those activities are labeled strange, and you have to go, what is this supposed to mean? What are they telling us here? It's like, oh, yeah, okay, the vending machine at work that I get snacks from for my breaks, I can use my card, and it shows up with a weird name to it. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but it doesn't really say vending. It says something else, and I'm like, what is that? Call the bank, find out, oh, it's the vending machine at work. Okay. So, but No, today looks like it's going to be a good day. Yes, I am working. I am doing my usual 6 hours. It's kind of funny. 6 hour shift with a hour break, which only makes it 5 hours, and I'm like, do I have to take an hour? Oh no, you can take a 30 minute and you're good. You took a break. That's all they care about. You know. Okay. Rats. Down to my last sip of coffee. But I've been having a really good time at work. I come in, what was it, Thursday of last week? Yeah, I came in Thursday of last week, and one of my coworkers said that somebody called for me, and I said, "Did you get a name?" And they said no. I said, "Well, next time if somebody calls, ask for a name." But nobody's called me since, or called my job since, which is kind of like, Jerry would tell them her name before hanging up. Or she would hang up and then call my phone, but she doesn't. So I know it's not anybody important. In fact, nobody except for Jerry has my job location. At least I don't think I ever said my job location on here. But all this person is doing is wasting their time, let alone, interrupting work. Not really, bugging me, because it's like, well, I know if Jerry tried to call me at work, she'd call my phone if I wasn't present at the time. Like if I was on break or on my way to and from. And, Jerry has other ways to get a hold of me besides trying to call my job. Okay. Somebody's doing something in the kitchen. Might be mom putting away dishes or something. But, shoot, did I talk about Lisa's cat? I think I did. I'm sorry, my brain is starting to fog up because let's just say I am not pushing myself to wake up just yet, even though I have been up since about 9 Eastern, or 9 Central Standard Time. But sometimes I start going into a fog because I just not remembering what I talked about, starting to fade because of my own words. But just to let you guys know, and I'm gonna ask Jerry to help me out with something when it comes to Saturday's live session, because our friend, he's been a really good moderator for Jerry, and I think I need on my channel, because we all three of us are, not only are we coexisting, cohabitating, living in the same house, basically. I don't know how you want to put it. We give each other our spaces, and Lisa's here for Jerry for moral support, as best as Lisa can do, because Lisa's involved in a lot of different little side projects of her own. But excuse me. Lisa and I are on the same, I don't know if you'd say the same frequency or the same, or similar journeys in our spiritual life. Now, I'm getting to the point, especially with my spiritual life, that I am who I am. Yes, I believe in Jesus. I've always walked with Jesus through most of my life. Let's just say that much. But I'm realizing Christianity is not the be-all, end-all of spirituality. I have learned through a number of different sources and people, and I'm not giving names or anything like that. Actually, one book I read part of, or enough to understand the purpose of the book, that what did they call it? White witches from the light, or something like that, can still believe in Jesus and still do their works. I believe that's true. Because like I've said time and time again, everything that I'm working with, everything that I plan on working with, is from nature. And who created nature? God. Doesn't matter what you want to call him. You want to call him God, you want to call him Yahweh, you want to call him... There's a lot of different names that is used throughout the Bible, let alone history, and still be what is now classified in today's world as a white witch. And yes, men can be witches. They can operate on that, what most people would consider a female-only club. But in today's world, men and women can do basically the same thing. I've seen, let alone heard stories of military women who operate at the same level as military men. You can have military women as a tanker. They work with the tanks, not the trucks full of fuel or anything like that, but literally either a mechanic or an operator of the tank. The Abrams. We got the Abrams, we got the Adams. Adams is maybe we can get, no. Adams is the battle tank. The Abrams is the personnel troop carrier that can carry, missile launchers on top, or cannon, big guns or whatnot on the actual turret or the area on top of the Abrams. I've seen military women doing the same job right next to the men and not, faltering. The world has changed since the 1300s, where it was like, oh no, women can't do a man's job. Women gotta stay home and take care of the homestead and the children and blah blah blah. Oh, that might have been great for the English people, but the Norse people are like, oh yeah, she can throw an axe just like a man. Why do you think in the Nordic stories they have stories about shield maidens? If you have ever watched the TV series Vikings, Lagertha, which was Ragnar's wife, was a shield maiden. She can get downright dirty and nasty in the middle of battle with her shield and axe and kick some serious butt. That's a woman right there. I mean, to me, that's a woman. She can be in the middle of a bloody feud or bloody battle, or she can be at home taking care of her kids. A lot of shield maidens, when the kids are young, will stay home and take care of the kids and protect the village. But once she becomes an empty nester, there's no more kids. What's the best place for a woman, according to the Nordic people? If she is able to do it, give her a shield, give her an axe, put her up there with the men, You know, life for the Nordic people was hardcore. If it wasn't the harshness of the winters when they weren't raiding, it was the harshness of battle, the raiding season. Plenty of stories throughout Nordic history of women like Lagertha being right there next to her husband on the field of battle. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Vikings is like an all-around family movie because you see child rearing, you see bloody combat, you see basically everything that they had to deal with on a regular basis. I mean, it wasn't like, oh no, you're a woman, you need to stay home and take care of the house while I'm gone raiding. I know there's no kids in the house no more because they're all grown up and they're, Bjorn Ironside was the first son of Ragnar. And when he got old enough and able-bodied enough, he went to war with his dad. You know? That's right, that's it. I mean, there are women who are built for combat. And even if they don't look like they're built for combat physically, sometimes the inner strength, the inner warrior, or whatever you want to call it, takes over and says, okay, so the men don't think we can do it. Let's go out and prove them otherwise. And they'll get out there and they'll, do some serious, hardcore working. The military, it doesn't matter what gender you are. If you can get through basic training, let alone your advanced training or MOS training, and make it through and be able to join the ranks of the I don't want to say active duty because that sounds wrong because they're considered active duty once they start training. If they can get past all their training, basic training is usually 9 weeks. And then your advanced training, depending on what your MOS is, could be anywhere from a couple weeks. Like if I would have made it past basic, if my health issues did not rear its ugly head and I made it through the 9 weeks of basic training, my MOS training, which would have been food service specialist, would have been another 9 weeks in Virginia, learning how to be a culinary artist for food food service. Because food service isn't like, oh, we're going to teach you how to serve food. No, we're going to teach you how to make the food that we need you to, that you may need to cook depending on whom you're stationed with or where you're stationed. Food service specialist is somebody who knows how to do the cooking, the cleaning, the service, the whole 9. Not just sit there and go, oh yeah, what do you want? Okay, there you go. No. That's what the recruits are used for. A lot of times during basic training, if you have too many issues, but they're not ready to drum you out, they send you to what they call the I forgot what they call it. But anyhow, it's not really a form of punishment. It's a form of getting you to work as a team. So you might have half, if not your whole platoon, going into the kitchen to serve and clean while the other people are in the back cooking and making sure there's enough food for the chow line. I never got past basic because I started having bronchial problems that I didn't think I was going to have ever again because I thought it was gone. I started having what they call shin splints. It's because of the muscle deteriorating off the bone. I started having medical issues that basically was like, okay, unfortunately, you're not fit for duty because of these medical issues, so we're giving you a medical discharge. It's not an honorable nor dishonorable discharge, it's just a medical discharge, which is a general discharge due to personal issues or health issues. I've heard of people being given a general discharge because they're the only child in the family and parents decided to get a hold of their congressman or whatnot to yank them out, even though that child may have gotten permission from a guardian or a parent, or that child went out and did it on their own without mommy and daddy's permission, and mommy and daddy decided to go, nope, you're our only child, we're not letting you do that. It's happened. So it's one of those things where it's like, you can either, if you make it through basic and something happens where you have to leave your branch of the military, you can go through the process of getting a honorable discharge because you did nothing wrong by military standards. Or you can be a real nasty little shite and cause problems that could get legal, like having to go through court, but you did something really bad and they decided you don't belong in the military because you don't want to listen to your commanding officers, you're disobedient, you're breaking all the rules. That's a dishonorable discharge. Worst case scenario, you do something really, really dishonorable and cause somebody to die or outright kill them. And that's not only just a dishonorable, but that's a dishonorable with time in Leavenworth or one of the different federal military prisons until your court date, which I can tell you right now is, according to the stories, not a fun job, not a fun thing, because you're lucky if you're in an 8x8. You might be in a 4x4 or a room big enough for a bed and a toilet, and that's it. And depending on the other inmates, basically, depends on how you get treated. Because the government is like, okay, you are dishonorably discharged, you're going to this prison, don't expect any friendly, cohabitation. Because there are some people in those federal prisons that are just downright mean. No, I've never been in one. I've just heard stories, and I know somebody who was an MP at one of those prisons, and we don't do nothing. We put the animals in their cage, let them out for a couple hours a day, put them back in their cage, feed them 3 square meals a day, and that's it. And those meals are not exactly friendly. In other words, if you're not puking, you're shitting your brains out. So, and if you basically cause your commode in that cell to back up, well, you better unclog it and fix it yourself, because they're not going to come in there to fix it for you. No. But like I said, these are stories I heard from somebody who was an MP, and I'm like, I'm glad I never ended up there. Of course, I never did anything bad. I just, did not, I answered all the questions about my health and whatnot, and at the time, everything was square. There was no health issues. They even asked about my mental issues, and I said, well, I haven't had any mental issues since 1989, and I joined the military in... When did I join the military? Late 90s, like 97. So that was like 10 plus years, and they were like, okay, you're good. We don't need to do a psych eval. Okay. Unfortunately, there are triggers in the world that make you go, I just got triggered. What's going to happen? Am I going to go stir crazy? Am I going to go flying off the wall? What am I going to do? I don't know. It's one of the things that people like me have to worry about is triggers, because triggers can be good or bad. If they're good, they're really good. If they're bad, they're really bad. That's why one of the reasons why the little thing in the beginning of my videos usually say, buckle up and hang on, because I never know what direction I'm going to go. Luckily, I have tried to do my best to make the ride as smooth as possible, because I'm literally doing the best I can to keep the negativity out of my house, out of my YouTube, out of my life. Yeah, I know we have to have a little negativity every so often. It's part of nature. It's the yin and yang of life. But no. I think the last thing I want to do before I sign off, because I've been in here too long, I'm surprised I haven't gotten a phone call or anything like that from Jerry, but we got some more spices for the Apothecary station, and these are actually from Penzi. You can order these online, and some of them are common kitchen herbs, some of them are more exotic, and they have their own private, their own kind of blends. But we got two new mint spices, and this is spearmint, which is good for a lot of different purposes. You can put spearmint as a additive to your tea to give it a minty flavor. I can't remember if anything from my jar spells calls for spearmint, but I know how to use the loose leaf spearmint for teas. We also got peppermint. Now, peppermint whole like this can be used for teas, can be used for baking. So let's say you want to make spearmint flavored cookies. Best way to do that is you take the loose leaf peppermint, you wrap it up in a cheesecloth or some kind of thin cloth so that the liquid can get into the cloth and get the water, hot water, nice and fermented, basically. And then you take the cheesecloth out and squeeze as much of the liquid out as possible. And then, of course, you can either keep the tea as is and let it dry out again. But the thing is, once you steep the whole leaf in a cheesecloth and squeeze it out, you might as well just throw it away, because there's all your flavor. It's gone. Or there are a couple recipes I've seen where you just take the whole leaf peppermint, sprinkle a certain amount into your cookie dough, mix it up real good, and make your cookies. I rather do it the liquid way, because then the liquid could be part of your liquid measurement if it calls for water. So instead of just using regular straight up water, you use peppermint water. Boom. Then we got a bunch of different herbs. Some of them are for the apothecary. Some of them are for out in the kitchen. Like this one. This is kitchen. This is not for the apothecary. Chopped onion. Diced dried onion. I use this a lot in a lot of my different cooking. Which, yes, I'm going to sit down probably tomorrow and think about different cooking recipes for this weekend. This next one is Turkish seasoning. Now, I don't know if Jerry got it to try it or if it came as... We got a couple items in here that were free for ordering so much items. But Turkish blend or seasoning. I think one of the recipes that I tried with the one plate stuff called for Turkish blend, and they send the blend, and we liked it, and so we want to try to recreate it. Yeah, this is one of the free ones that we got from Penzi. It's called Pie Spice. Just a little jar of spices that are used for pies. And they don't list all their ingredients, because if it's like one of these, we created it, it tastes great in pie, we don't want anybody else to try to recreate it, so they just call it Pie Spice. Let's see, what is this? Cinnamon. Cinnamon is used in a lot of different things, not just jar spells or anything like that, but we use cinnamon a lot for like French toast and various different items like that. Okay, we got 2 of those. I don't know why. Then we have a Muriel of Flavor. It's a salt-free Penzi spice blend. Basically, they do not tell you what's in it. Oh yeah, they do. This one does. Yeah, it does. It says spices, shallots, onion, garlic, lemon peel, citric acid, chive, and orange peel. So you have to guess exactly what kind of spices besides what I just read, because they don't tell you everything. Jerry probably got some of these to try. This is the free one. This is how you know it's free or it's a new item. They send it to you, and it's called Arizona Dreaming, salt-free. Does it have ingredients? Great salt-free taco seasoning. Add to rice and beans, scrambled eggs, roasted sweet potatoes, sprinkle on grilled veggies, burgers, salmon, chicken, bell pepper for fajitas. It's a sampler pack. Knowing me, I will either try it with this. If I go to make like scrambled eggs, I might try it on scrambled eggs. If I go to make rice and beans, and I think I have rice and beans to be made up. This is Albanian whole leaf sage. Now this is good for like your smudging bowl, your different spell recipes. It's good for cleaning. Like I can take a small wooden, not small wooden, but a small bowl. Like I have right here. This is a bowl that's already got some sage and other herbs in there that once I get enough, put in there. Or maybe this weekend, because I wanted to do a couple things, I might like that. The third Penzi cinnamon. Why should you get so many cinnamons? Here's another mulling spice. But no, I'm gonna another pie spice. You plan on making pies? This is a Penzi seasoned salt. Now, does it have the ingredients? Yes, it does. I'm not gonna read them though, because I'm almost 50 minutes long. But no, we got some of these great spices and whatnot from Penzi. Some of them are going to be used for the apothecary, some of them for the kitchen. 3 spices, 3 pies, 3 margarines, 3 cinnamons. Wonder if they came at a discount. Ah, yes. Green peppercorns. Now, you can use this for your kitchen spice, but I plan on using it for the apothecary. And French thyme. Oui, oui. But Penzi's, I know this is a basically, I'm not getting paid for this. I'm just doing this because this is things that I have in my house that I plan on using for different things. Penzi's is great because you can order them online and they'll ship You might have to go and ask Jerry for their website because I don't know right off the cuff of my head. Jerry's call. Oh, probably time to. I don't even know what time it is. But anyhow, that's today's little video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put them in the question and comment box, and I will address them as soon as I can. Whether I don't see it until later tonight or sometime tomorrow. But don't slide. I don't want anything to get broken. No, here. Let's just put that where it was. Sorry, folks. I will answer those questions or deal with them in whatever manner I choose to, whether I answer them or ignore them. Maybe I'll write them down for a day when I have a Q&A, or for Saturday. But yeah, we will do that. If you're new to my channel and you choose to join, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Once you hit the subscribe button, there will be a little bell pops up. You click on that bell and YouTube will let you know when I put in my next video. So until next time, you guys have a good day. Bye.